We are live, and as promised, we have a very special guest tonight. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel, welcome to the show. We are joined tonight by the young goat himself, Mr. Myron Reed. How you doing, brother man?
Hey man, hanging in there like a loose tooth, but I'm ready to win some action, man. I'm ready to win this tournament.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. And what he's talking about is what's going down at the Indie Wrestling Expo. If you're in the Texas area, you need to be there. Other past guests of the show, like the young gun Chandler Hopkins, will be in there as well. Like I said, this is going to be one that you don't want to miss. If you guys are in the comments, make sure you throw out any questions you got. Let us know where you're watching them from, all that good stuff. Corey, go ahead.
I'm rolling up Will right now. Will all day.
Will all day, which you can check out. Actually, if you check out that link, you can check him out in the last vlog we did from Pele Pro. First of all, tell me a little bit about that. So that was your first Pele Pro show. What were your thoughts on your experience at Pele Pro Wrestling? I mean, it was pretty cool scenery and a brewery and all.
Yeah, man. I actually liked the setup. The setup was real cool. It had like an old school feel to it. It was kind of cool. Like I honestly liked it. Like I feel like I like it. I'm really like a big fan of like the entrances that like are like just larger than life type entrances, just super just big for no reason. Like that shit was dope to me. I feel like I was right at home.
I'm with you on that too. Corey, you got to come out the next time we're coming to Texas. See, along with us coming back for another shot down to Texas, man, we just did an interview with James Crunch Time Wilkins from the Golden Boy stable, and he told us that he's getting ready to fight down there in Texas too. So we might have to make a double run down there, man.
And everybody's going to Texas now without the mask stuff.
I mean, that's the thing, dude. Texas don't got no mask at all at this point, don't they?
Oh shit, yeah. He's like the dude's just like fuck it, man.
Dude, it was the same way in Florida, bro.
He said, "I'm tired. I've been hot in all these fucking meetings and shit. It's time."
Bro, like I said, man, we've been getting out here, dude. We just got back from Jacksonville from AEW Revolution. Past guest of the show, Mega Ran, who actually happened to do the theme song for that, brought us out there. So it was a pretty cool run. Since we're talking about that, I'm sure you've heard all the crazy stuff with the ending and all that. What are your thoughts as a wrestler as to what happened with the ending of that? Because part of me feels like a lot of people are shitting on it who weren't there and didn't realize, I mean, it was a good show, but at the end of the day, they couldn't deliver on what they said.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I've heard a lot about it. I've seen a couple clips, but like honestly, I didn't even watch it, man. I'm real with you. I did not check it out. I was too busy focusing on, being the best. You feel me? Yeah, absolutely. Focusing on me. I got a lot of stuff to do, man. Like kids and all that stuff, man. I'm like, it's either like it's straight out focused on me. Like we in the gym, we watching some sort of old school wrestling because the new school shit is not working for me. Now I don't feel like for me in general. Like I feel like if you mix both, like clash both styles, bro, you're gonna be the best of both worlds. But like people want to either be too indie or too TV. I'm trying to be right in the dead smack in the middle. Like
that's a good point, man. Like you've been pretty busy through this whole pandemic, with you being a father and all those things. Tell me a little bit about that. How hard has it been for you to stay active, and like, what's the biggest difference you're seeing now in trying to get work with everything being so sporadic with the current, state of things right now?
Man, I like before the pandemic, I felt like I was missing something. And once MLW took a chance with me and they were like, all right, we're gonna put this belt on you. And like I'm not gonna say the belt made me, but like it gave me that confidence, you know what I mean? Like that confidence, like once I got that confidence working, because when I was working at MLW, man, like the crowds there like were like bigger than really any other show I've ever been at, especially when it wasn't the pandemic. And like I just got so comfortable in the ring, and I was just me. Like I knew like once I grew into myself and started to be me, like OV, it's over. And just knowing that like I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna be something, and I like try to manifest, like, you know what I'm saying, what I'm gonna do. Like if I want to be the best in the world, like I gotta like act like the best in the world. Like I can't just think that shit's gonna come to me, you know what I mean? So like whether I'm tired or not, it's like get the fuck up and get to work. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And nothing's handed out in wrestling world, that's for sure.
Absolutely not.
And like you said, you kind of got to get a firsthand look when somebody else was able to put the belt on you that, hey, it's not just me putting faith in myself. Other people are observing what I'm out here doing. You know what I mean?
And I feel like I've always had faith in myself and shit. Like, but like that just is like the ticket, the stamp I needed to like all right, they know what's up. Like I should definitely know what's up. So it's time to grind.
I mean, and that's what I like to hear, because you, along with other guests like we've had, like Nolan Edward, who you've seen a lot on those GCW shows and things like that.
I've seen him a lot. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, like guys like you guys are really getting out here and getting after it. You know, I feel like there's been a lot of hesitancy you've seen to people wanting to get back into it, but I mean, you guys have stayed busy. As you go into this tournament this weekend at the Indie Wrestling Expo, how are you feeling about the competition, man? Because it's an 8-man tournament, if I'm not mistaken.
Man, I'm gonna be real with you, man. No, there's a couple people I've seen this tournament. Like I look at Trey and I'm like, bro, I already beat dude. And like I look at Fuego. Fuego can barely win a match on TV. So that's no competition. I feel like my real competition is in the first round, man. And I would have really see Will in the finals. You know, Will's great, because if we were on opposite sides of the tournament, I feel like me and Will be in the finals. But it sucks that, you know, two of the finals competitors type, you know what I mean, are gonna, only one guy's gonna succeed. It's gonna be me. You feel me? Like I feel like I tried to warn bro. I tried to cost him the match at Indie Expo 2. Tried to handle business. He didn't get the memo. He didn't understand. So, you know, I think he wants to smoke, and those set off fire alarms for me. Like, you want to smoke? It's what's up? So he came in. You were there. You seen what happened?
I was there. I saw what happened.
But you also seen there was two people holding me back. There was only one person holding him back. He was plotting and planning.
They were trying. So you're trying to say they were saving homeboy is what we was getting at?
They had two people holding me back. They had one guy holding. As soon as I broke through both of those guys. Like, I'm like, bro, move out the way. It's time to handle business. Once holding on tight, I feel like they was trying to I feel like it was like a 3-on-1 assault. Like man's had like my waist. I'm like getting out of this. I turn around and he's right there. I'm like, he only has one person. It's how he broke away so fast. Come on, man. Like they trying to plot on me in Texas, man. But I'm about to go down there and show them what's up.
Hey, man, Texas needs to get ready. Before we get to our next question, we got a couple people shouting you out in the comments. We got past guest of our show, Jonte Keith, shouting you out in the comments and all that good stuff.
My dog, bro.
Hey, man, that's the cool thing with us getting to link up, because same with Gino Medina, who also happens to be a past guest of the show at this point. Like, I found out how many of our guys from back home that we've had on the show you guys have run into. And then, like, the more I find out, man, they're telling me about how you're doing their highlight tapes and all these things. So tell me a little bit about that, and like, how'd you get into making highlight tapes and stuff? Because I know for a fact you've made at least 4 or 5 of our guys that I know of's highlight tape.
Honestly, bro, like I feel like I can like thank wrestling for a lot of things. Like, honestly, like I was backyard wrestling and stuff, and I knew that I'd seen other people doing it, and their shit looked so cool. Like, it was like, I don't know, it was like, well, that's the closest thing to people trying to be like WWE and stuff like that, you know. So like, I was like, okay, cool, I got to learn how to edit. So I slowly, took me years, but I learned how to edit really good, man. And I was editing shows, like video packages and everything, highlights, all that stuff. Like, I was in high school still doing all this stuff. So like once I like graduated and start really traveling wrestling wise, I was doing that for myself at first. And then people laugh. I felt like I had a couple, I don't know who it was, but someone hit me up like, yo, I'll throw you 20 right quick. Make me a highlight video. This was like 2017, 2016, man. I was like, bet. So I was like, if he's gonna pay me, I'm gonna try and get paid from a lot of other people. So like I've been doing highlight videos since like 2018. Like the beginning of 2018, into 2017, I'm doing highlight videos for money for people. So, and now like I've been living off wrestling, so like I don't have a regular job, so I'm home all day. So I'm like, I'll watch videos, and I'm getting better at my editing stuff. Like, I don't know.
Always hustling, man.
I got ADHD though too, bro. Like I feel like I can't stay focused. So like, you know,
well, see,
much in these other videos, I'll be trying to rush them because I'll be like not staying focused.
Hey, I can completely relate with that, because with the show, man, like I'm still working 55 hours a week at the post office. So doing that and then traveling to do all this stuff, man. What'd you say?
I heard the post office was brutal this time.
You're not, dude. Right now, we're getting our ass kicked. We're short staffed everywhere. Man. Like it's let put it this way, man. I went to Jacksonville this past weekend. I literally had the whole week off. I worked Monday through Friday and 4 hours on Friday when I was supposed to be off the whole week. Like, because we were that short staffed, thinking maybe it might give me a little bit of browning points with the boss because I worked when I didn't have to. But yeah, dude, it's definitely been a wild ride at the post office through this whole pandemic. And yeah, I'm getting tired of it. I have never had a package take this long. Well, we've never been in a pandemic, bro. Like, yeah. I don't know what else I'm supposed to tell you, but as simple as I can tell you, we've never been in a pandemic. Like that's definitely
like right now, especially like the hours probably.
Yeah, I mean,
probably brutal though.
Go ahead.
They're brutal though. I can only imagine 55 hours a week. Jesus.
Yeah.
40, I'd be like, I'm ready to go home and lay
down. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm good on it. Corey, what were you gonna say?
Now, I was gonna ask because I'm actually planning. I gotta not to divulge because this is about you, not us. I plan on making a professional jump myself here soon. I'm going to be switching job careers and stuff like that. What's it like transitioning into being not only your own boss, but the whole taking a leap of faith in a career path that's out of the ordinary, I guess you could say?
I just feel like a lot of people want other companies to pretty much take better care of them than they do themselves. And believe in them more than they do themselves. And I feel like believe in yourself and you work hard at whatever you do and just stay consistent. Like consistency is everything. Like people will like grind and then like when shit gets rough, like I'm done. Like I'm ready to go back to work. Like shit. Even me, like I had moments where I'm like money's super fucking tight right now. And I'm like, man, I'm ready. I might have to go fucking apply for jobs again. And I'm like, nah, I got this. And then every time, like I'm like, yo, I'm probably gonna have to go back to work. This is crazy. Shit just starts coming in. Boom, boom, boom. Like, bro, every time. I feel like it's just a sign. Like, keep doing your thing. I feel like whatever you want to do, bro, you just gotta go after it, bro. Like you can't like doubt yourself because doubt is like pretty much you manifesting like bad energy into your career. So if you just believe in what you do and you know you're good at it and you know you're gonna be something, that end goal, like all the other stuff is just working between the journey. Like you got it. It's nothing. It's gonna be nothing. Promise.
We're gonna get this guy a motivational speaker gig coming up here, man. Talking about young goat. We're gonna start putting young Gandhi in the thing over here. Hot damn.
You know how anything you do, like it's just gonna take it's gonna take work and sacrifice. Like you gotta sacrifice work and you're gonna feel like you taking an L, but really it's lessons. Like you're gonna bounce back and like, the end results is gonna be is what I'm in it for. Like I'm so excited. Like I love the journey, the working hard and just doing what I love to do. But I feel like at the end of the day, like once I get to where I want to get, like I'm gonna look back and be like, damn, it was so worth it. Like I'm not gonna have any regrets. You know what I mean?
I completely can relate with that because, like I said, traveling and going to these events, like you met me in Texas at an event that I'm over here dipping from work to go to, you know, like so I totally get, you know, I get where that grind comes, dude. Like I get people that ask us a lot when it comes to like the podcast, how are you getting these guys on the show? I was like, dude, it's footwork. It's footwork. Like if you're out there grinding and people see that grind.
Literally the same thing in wrestling, bro. Like I went to so many of these bigger shows I'm on. People are like, how'd you get on? I'm like, bro, I didn't just get hit up, motherfucker. Like I went to these promoters. Like, what's up? Like I'm Myron. Like just like you said, exactly what you like. If you would have met you in person, I get so many podcast messages, but I know it's you. So like I'm like, all right, this is woo, blah blah. And like, okay, I know who this is. But like if I didn't meet you, I wouldn't know who you are. You know what I mean? Like. There's just a lot of podcasts is like that, bro. Like
we literally had that with DDP, man. Like dead ass. Starcast 3, we interviewed Dave Silva, the guy who does the graphic for Conrad's podcast and stuff, right? And so he got us in there, and my buddy got a booth when we went down there. They sit DDP and Big Swole next to us. DDP looks over, sees the signs, looks up, looks down. So, you guys are a podcast. So, you gonna interview me, bro? I'm like, yeah. No second thought, no, like, oh shit. And then after that, it's like, you know what I mean? It's kind of sometimes it's like the old saying, showing up is 90% of the battle. But most people don't show up.
And just get me there, I'll do the rest.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. All I need is a foot in the door, just like you've shown at MLW. That's one thing that I wanted to talk about was with MLW. First of all, take me into Injustice, right? You and Jordan Oliver are doing your thing. You've got a tag team title shot coming up that's showing up next Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken, against Los Parks. So before we get into that, tell me a little bit about how you got into MLW and tell me some of the origins of Injustice. Because when I first started seeing you guys, it was you, Jordan, and Cotto Brazil, who's no longer with the company no more. But just tell me a little bit about its origins and what do you think about where you guys are at now?
So to start from when it was just like a leap of faith, like you were saying, bro. Like literally, I was doing some cool stuff on the indies. I had a lot of good gifts and like my matches, people were talking about them and stuff like that. But I just didn't have like. I remember at the time, Des. Cause I live with Zachary Wentz and
another past guest of the show.
Dog, that's my brother. My big I lived with him for like a year and a half in Ohio, him and Trey in the first house or whatever. And we were training every day together, working out every day together, like we were literally a family, eat together, all that stuff, travel together. And they were like, man, they were killing it on the indies. So like and I believe they had just all three got signed to him. Well, not all, Des was signed first. I believe Zach and Trey were signed to Impact. And I was like, you know what? I'm literally all over the world with these guys. Like I feel like I can be at one. And like I always kept like I would stuff like blah blah. Like you should definitely have like Impact blah blah, Impact this that. I was like, you know what? And I remember Evolve like at the time hitting me up, and I just wasn't feeling the price they were talking about. So like I hit up MLW and I sent them pretty much a resume, and I was like, you know what? And I at the time they had like Strickland and shit. So this shit's lit. Trying to get on there. Especially I wanted to get away from like all the people I like went like when I like in that house or whatever. I was trying to like be in a different company because they're an Impact, and I was like, cool, if they Impact, I'm gonna get shine here and see like what it is if I got it in me. And I literally get to the fucking tapings and see like Tommy Dreamer on low key. I'm like, fuck, I'm about to dance. No, I'm just kidding. But like I back then. And didn't want to do no promos, man. And I feel like them putting us together for Injustice was like the best thing that ever happened to me. Cause man, Kodo was just all on the point of like, let's do extra promos, y'all. Let's go like film some promos. Two of us, they got 2 promos for us to do. Let's go and get the camera guy. Like he's not doing it during the show. Get him off in the area and let's cut like 3-4 more promos. And they start using these promos, start pushing us more. And they're like, I guess they that we were just like going over and beyond. You know what I mean? Most people that get there are like, okay, I'm gonna do what I'm asked to do and get up out of here. We were like, all right, we're gonna do what we asked to do, and we're gonna try and do some extra and see what's up. Like we try and be in MLW. Or happened or whatever happened with Kodo, blah blah. He literally they like didn't want to resign. Shit, blah blah. He got attacked, quote quote. And so after pretty much that, it was like, all right, me and Jordan were like, it's just us. Like we gonna have to like we first of all we backyard wrestle pretty much. Like we knew of each other from backyard wrestling. Like we talk all the time. So we already had like a little like chemistry already. So even with the team shit, because it was me and Jordan before Kodo even joined us.
Okay.
Yeah. So then like now it's like back to me and him. And we've been teaming on the indies while the pandemic was going on and MLW wasn't running. We were teaming on the indies. So we had got experience together and stuff. So once MLW came around, we were like, all right, bro, we confident now, like as a group, as a team, me and him. So like shit's just been great. And they seen our work from literally the past shows that we've been on, and they were like, all right, so we're gonna give these guys a big push and see what the fuck they do. But you know what I'm saying? The top stable in the fucking in MLW. Like, and I feel like we're doing good so far. Like, honestly, man, this shit's crazy. Like really MLW helped me out the most for sure. Like with confidence. All I needed was confidence. I felt like I could do anything in the ring pretty much. Like I just needed confidence on the mic, all that stuff. Because promos are everything in wrestling.
Yep. Talk them into the seats. Dude, that's dope. So now, I mean, like you said, you and Jordan have really gotten to do your thing on the indies and all that as well. Like you said, you've got your tag team title match coming up, but you just recently, I feel like we're starting to get to see more of you in a singles light in MLW as well. I mean, you had the middleweight title for the longest time. Obviously, that didn't go so well with Leo Rush, but I mean, I feel like they've got you ranked at what, number 2 or number 3 right now? So, I mean, who knows? We could be seeing you going for the big strap soon.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry, my kids fucking I don't know if I came on, but I'm just I'm trying to break records there, bro. Like I'm trying to like be the top guy there. I felt like first for me is to be the best middleweight champion, period. So like Leo beating me and Leo doing big shit as champion, winning the fucking AAA Cruiserweight Championship too. Like I'm like, all right, I think I gotta win that bitch one more time. I'll be the first 2-time champ ever. And like I liked my reign as champion, man, but I felt like I'm just a completely different wrestler than I was 3 months ago, 2 months ago. So it's different. It's gonna be a different fight next time, man.
Hey man, I don't know about you, Corey, but I'm looking to see them. I'm looking forward to seeing them tangle it up. Plus, I mean, like you were just saying with promos. I mean, the two of you two going at it. I mean, everybody knows Leo can run his mouth. So talking people into the seats for this one shouldn't be that big of a deal. Shout out to Martin. I see you sharing out the stream. Martin from Wrestling from Unicorns is in here with us as well. Appreciate you, brother, man.
That is the homie.
Yeah, man. We got to meet. He's another one that I got to meet there in Texas, man. Looking out, sending us a couple clips so I could do my promo deal for all this. So shout out to Martin.
No, he's cool peoples, man. He's cool peoples for sure. Yeah.
I couldn't agree more, man. It was crazy because Kyle had hit me up and linked us up ahead of the show and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, it's funny because you see their clips everywhere now, and you're just like, now once you meet the dude, you're just like, you know what, dude, he's just out here trying to get it grassroots just like us. So I can't hate on that.
Not at all. We out here trying to grind, bro. And we gotta, honestly, bro, we gotta work together. Everybody gotta work together. Like everybody can get paid. We can like make wrestling bigger and better than it ever was. Like
everybody can eat.
It's that, bro. Everybody, bro. Like it's like a crazy time. Like, let's just strike while the iron's hot. Like make that shit crazy again. Because when I was like a young kid, like wrestling was crazy. Like everybody was fucking wrestling when I was younger.
Well, let's talk about that. Who were some of the guys that you liked growing up? Because for me, as you can see behind me, most of the ones that I was liking are all right over that way. You've got Flair, you've got Austin, you've got Foley, you've got a whole bunch of them. So who was it for you coming up as a kid with wrestling?
Man, I feel like Ric Flair is the GOAT, of course. For me, bro, like The Rock is right behind him. That like as far as like the best.
Okay.
Undertaker, like of course, like man, Shawn Michaels. But like if for me, like as far as like, favorite, like when I was growing up, starting at first it was like The Rock. I'm a little light skinned kid. I'm like, fuck, I can be The Rock. and once I had got like, because I was watching my great grandma at first, and like once I had like 5 or 6, I was like super into Jeff Hardy, bro. Like, but Jeff Hardy definitely changed my life. I tried to.
I was gonna say I could see the influence.
Yeah, I tried to be like bro. When I was starting, I was painting my face being ignorant, but jumping off of shit. And now like watching their backyard story because I bought their little documentary from WWE, and I watched it 50 fucking times when I was younger. And I was like, oh, these guys are trampoline wrestling and shit. I'm like, I'm doing that shit too. Like, I'm gonna be like Matt and Jeff, bro. Like, they were definitely big inspirations.
Starting your own TWF, bro.
Oh, you think it's a game, bro, but it's serious. Like,
no, dude, I don't think it's a game. I watched the documentary too, dude. I'm like a hardcore wrestling nerd myself. So for me, I'm a little bit older than you. So I started watching in 97, 98-ish.
Yeah, man.
And I started watching 97, 98 ish. And yeah, man, Stone Cold was heavy for me at the time. I lived right through all the TLC stuff, so obviously I was a big Jeff Hardy fan. I was a big I was a big Edge and Christian fan, Dudley's, all that kind of stuff. But like you said, for me, it was Stone Cold versus The Rock was the feud when we were kids.
Absolutely.
Triple H was dope. But that's been the cool thing with doing this show, man, because like we started this show when it started, it was just kind of like we got together and we're just shooting the shit about wrestling and MMA. I mean, I started fighting when I was 13, like we talked about when we were in Texas. That's kind of where the emphasis from the show came. And like at this point, we've had Booker T on here, we've had Diamond Dallas Page on here, you had Dean Malenko on here, you had Bischoff and Pritchard and all these guys, and it's like it's crazy. You're like, what the fuck? I just had this dude on my shit. Like,
and they're all just like cool ass people. You're like, damn.
Exactly, man.
I'm talking to now. Like that's definitely got to mean something. Like,
well, it lets you know that you're doing something right? Like I mentioned with the DDP thing. Like after that, it was like we were homies. He's fist bumping me every time we walk through the thing. It's like, all right, dude. Like,
nah, bro.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not mad at that.
Well, it kind of goes back to like you guys were saying in the beginning with just kind of taking the chances and stepping out there. People respect somebody that's willing to kind of stand on their own feet. You know what I mean? Put their name out there on the line and even bring it. Even in that situation, you might have been invited over, I guess you could say, to do it. But people respect the fact that you're out there doing it for yourself. They help out people like that. People tend to, respect that kind of shit. So.
I mean, yeah, bro. Like Jeff Hardy, bro. When I was watching Jeff Hardy, like,
oh, Matthew Burry jumping in. Hey, Myron,
what's up, bro? What's up, Matthew? But no, like literally, Jeff Hardy, like, just looked completely different than anybody like else wrestling. Like he was just so different. Like he just stood. He was a fucking rock star, bro. I thought that was like really dope. Like. Compared to anybody else, he like was his own. He was in his own lane. Like nobody was like him, especially back then. Nobody was like him.
Everybody,
hard
he
hitter.
even,
go ahead.
He even stood out amongst his brother, which I found is interesting because they had like a similar style, but you could tell like people would have their favorite out of the two for sure. And
yeah,
it was just
was Jeff back then.
Yeah, really. So what made you change as you got older then?
Nothing made me change. I feel like Jeff is definitely still my favorite, like of all time. But like Matt definitely moved up my list. Like once he started,
Matt had the brains, and you saw that as he progressed.
Yeah. Now Matt's definitely like that. I like go back and watch their shit now, and like it just makes me appreciate him way more. I'm like, damn, like we really didn't appreciate Matt like that back then.
Well, that's because Jeff's doing all the crazy shit and jumping off everything. Matt was more the technical worker and the one that could put the story behind it. And then once you get to know more about him and know he was the brains behind Omega and all this other different stuff, and that was a cool thing that they played into his match when we were there at Revolution. The fact that he had booked Hangman Page for Omega back in the day.
Yeah, Matt was like, but shout out to Matt because like literally like. He pretty much put his little brother like in the spotlight, and he was just like, "I'm gonna hold it down in the cut, let little bro go crazy," and Jeff went crazy, bro. Like,
yeah, you can't even argue it.
If I could jump off a school building on some people, bro, I would fucking do it.
All right,
World Star.
to preference the question, I guess. For me, it's that kind of ability to build characters that they used to be able to have. But
yeah.
What in your eyes, what's the biggest difference between, you alluded to it earlier, the old school ability to gain more eyes and kind of have more traction with the fans and stuff like that compared to the newer school wrestling? Like, what do you see being the biggest difference and kind of why it hasn't been able to garner the same attention in the mainstream, at least? It seems like the indies are absolutely exploding, but when you look at the mainstream, it seems like it's almost having the opposite effect. I don't know if those fans are just tuning in exclusively to the indies at this point or what it is, but what's your thoughts on it?
I feel like honestly, just a lot more fans are like in the business. Like they know a lot more about wrestling than back then. Like back then, people like didn't know what the fuck. Honestly, like maybe I was just a kid and didn't know shit. Like when I was back then, like nobody. When surprises,
We weren't all chasing dirt sheets.
yeah, bro. Look, people coming back, I'm like, I didn't fucking see that coming. I'm excited. But nowadays, somebody's about to return. I'm like, oh, I already knew that coming. Like I already read some shit. Oh, the internet. Somebody posted that shit on Facebook the other fucking day. Blah blah blah. Rumors to come back. It's like, and back then it's like I didn't know that shit. Okay, you see The Rock pop up, you see John Cena pop up on Raw. It's like that shit's crazy. But then now it's like, all right, Dirt Sheet John Cena rumored backstage he's going to Raw now. Like, hey, kind of ruined it. Like, I didn't want to see that coming. That's the greatest thing about wrestling is the element of surprise.
I mean, I'm with you on that. And since we're talking about element surprise, man, you guys had quite the element of surprise showing up as that Senpai Death Squad over there on MLW. So tell me a little bit about you and Jordan going to war with Contra. And tell me what it's like to be trying to go against some fools that are over here dressing up like it's like World War II mixed with like Nazi and I don't know what to call all that.
Bro, I don't either. I don't even want to label. But honestly, bro, like we think back, like, all right, the whole pandemic, we were cutting promos, talking mad shit to Contra. So we knew, like, from go that they weren't gonna be having that. Like, me and Jordan knew, like, all right, cool. Like, they definitely gonna have something to say and do physically about this. So we gotta be ready. So me and Jordan, when we broke back in MLW, everybody did. We took their masks. When we beat up the Sentai Death Squad people, we took two masks and we got back and blah blah blah. Rest was history. Focused on my thing, my own self or whatever. Maybe that's what cost me the match with Leo, honestly. Just was too focused on two different things at once, and I felt like I was too confident. But that's neither here nor there. But no, I'm just getting into everything, bro. Like literally. So
You're good.
So Leo beat me there. Then we knew like, okay, it's time. It's go time. So we pretty like you said, we had to show them like we had to hit them where it hurt. They didn't see that coming. Like they probably thought like we was gonna really run up and try to fight the whole squad. Like it's 2 on like 6. We know what's up. Like so we gonna backdoor you.
Hey man, you got to get in where you fit in on that shit.
Yeah. We'll sit here and hold these flags up for you for a little bit, brother, and watch your match. You come back here, my guy. Finna catch these sticks.
This flagpole. Catch this flagpole. Well, another thing I wanted to jump into with you is I didn't know that you were such the MMA connoisseur, bro. We had like this long, in-depth conversation about the fights and stuff, man.
Don't put me on your level. No,
I didn't say on any level, sir. I'm just saying we was talking MMA fans, man.
Crazy, but like I like really try and catch. Like I'm a big Usman fan, bro. Like I watched like almost all his fights. Like this dude is crazy, bro. Like
so what are your thoughts on if they're gonna have him fight Masvidal again?
Bro, I feel like he's gonna win. Like I don't know, bro. I feel like every fight they've always super hyped up the person that's facing him. Like I'm like, they really think this man's or something. As I'm watching the video, I'm like, I don't think he's gonna lose. And watching packages and stuff, like it's like fucking like the video promo or whatever they have, and they're so good at talking shit. I feel like if wrestling was more like that,
MMA does wrestling better than pro wrestling does pro wrestling. I've heard multiple people say it. It's a fact.
So like, and I don't know. I just feel like Usman he's gonna win because first of all, bro, that man's jab is crazy. Like,
dude, his jab was the difference in that last fight.
That jab is insane, bro. What's that? His name's Burns or something like that?
Gilbert Burns. Yeah.
I watched that fight and I'm like, bro, everybody like I watched the package too, and they're like they made it like bro is really gonna like do Usman in, and I'm like, I watched the whole fight. I watched the highlights. I'm like, damn. So I watched the whole fight to see like, all right, because sometimes in the packages they favoring one fighter. So I watched the whole fight. And I'm like, nah, they weren't favoring him. He really like got in his shit.
Oh, he was about done. Like he almost had it knocked out in the first round, dude.
He got bro. I be looking at the comments and probably watching the video and shit. He's just like, okay, okay, goat mode, goat mode.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't even argue with that performance, dude.
I was a huge fan, just like you were saying. I love that call out myself because I feel like that's one of the most underappreciated champs in the UFC myself. I'm a huge fan of Usman. But going into that fight, like you said, man, it was built up for a reason. They were training partners, the whole backstory that they built up and everything. It was legit. The fight was amazing, but seeing him take some damage in that first round like he never really has in the UFC, and in that same round that he suffered his first knockdown ever in his UFC career, he ended up winning the last 3 minutes in my eyes. He completely turned everything on its head, took all his momentum and everything.
Excited, bro. I thought he got excited. He knocked him down. He was just like, I got his ass now. And this kind of off. Because after that, dude, he Usman whooped his ass. Like he was like, and the thing is, bro, he's not like this fighter, like the fighter like you just see, like oh he's gonna be explosive and like it's gonna be like a 1, 2, 3, 4 punches and dude sleep. Like no, like this is literally around you, and like people are so scared of his take, crazy. Like he's like he got his way because people keep in a space because they don't want to get taken down because he's like super dope at that. Like from what I've seen. And like every fight I've seen, people have like been like on retreat mode, like defense mode, and
well, because they don't want him to be on top of him.
Yeah, because he's scary on top of people. Like, and then his jab is crazy too because they keep their distance. He's just popping them like the whole fight. Like, and then dude will get knocked out off of a jab. Like just.
I hear you.
Well, you see that frame on him, and that's why he's able to put so much power in just a jab, man. He carries that weight well, and I mean, you talk about being like, I mean, I'm sure he's cutting a ton of weight. Don't get me wrong, but being natural for the weight class compared to everybody else in the weight class, he just looks amazing out there, man. I don't see anybody really.
There's nobody gonna take that belt off him.
He's like Iron Man, bro. His head is just like he gets hit like 16 times every fight in the head, bro. I'm just like. Eating them like just for lunch. I'm like, how?
We've got a couple of questions in the comments for you about being an Iron Man. Matthew Burry is in here again. He's got a couple questions. First, we've got: Would you ever do a death match?
Never.
Never do a death match.
Next question.
All right, and his second question he's got for you is: Have we ever watched Top Dog? It's like the UFC. I've never heard of Top Dog. Corey, have you ever watched Top Dog before?
No, I've never heard of Top Dog myself.
Matthew, you have to let us know where it comes on. I don't know. I've never seen it. We've also got Mr. 24K Jeremiah Goldmain from here in Michigan. He says, thoughts on the Crab Wrestles with Mania match. I'm guessing he's talking about Crab Wrestling WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah, man. Me versus MM3.
Yes, sir.
Grimm. Mr. Grimm.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on that match? MM3 is another past guest of this show as well.
That's my homie too. MM3's dope. Mr. Grimm's dope. Like I've been on hella shows with these guys. Been in matches. I've never had a one-on-one with either of them, or like I feel like everything I've ever been in with those guys has been multi-mins. But like I'm gonna pull up Mania week and it's just it's Michael Jordan mode, like Kobe mode. Like I rock with these guys, but like
when we get in the ring, it's different.
It's over. Like I'm sorry all week. It's gonna all you're gonna hear about Mania week is just Myron. Yeah, Myron. Like hot fire, Myron, young goat. Like all you're gonna hear about. So just be ready.
So what are your thoughts on Mania week, though? Like, how different do you think this year is going to be different? Obviously, last year we didn't get to have a Mania week because of the pandemic, and this is like the first crack at it again since everything's starting to open back up. You know, what are you expecting as you go into Mania week? I mean, obviously we see indies are still running, which thank God that that's a thing because, I mean, they can't survive without running shows. So what are your thoughts as we go into Mania week? How different do you think it's going to be?
I feel like it's gonna be different as far as like the amount of people there, but like it's still the atmosphere, bro. Just everything about it. I feel like don't still feel the same. Like, especially when you down there and you know that like that weekend is like super huge. Everybody's in town. Like you gotta show out. You gotta do like shit that you gotta pull that person out of you that you didn't even know was in there. Like you gotta literally pull them out and go beast mode. That's my
Hey
goal.
man,
Especially like
oh my bad.
oh you good. The last couple of years, bro, I didn't like 2 shows. Like, bro, barely could get 2 shows maybe a week. I got like 7 now. Like, yeah, crazy. Like, you know what I mean?
Dude, that means you're going to be busy. And like you said, Corey, you've never been to a WrestleMania, so you haven't experienced Mania Week. But dude, just the vibe around there. It's cool because everybody's down there to watch wrestling. Everybody's down there to have a good time. You know, it's going to be a good time. I've been at the last 4. I won't be there for this one, but I'm going to be back there again next year, dude. When you get down there for Mania weekend next year, we definitely got to link up or something down there.
Oh, for sure. Like, I'm definitely cool with that.
Definitely.
All right. So before I let you get out of here, did you see any clips or anything of the UFC 259, the one with Izzy and Jan or anything?
Oh, yo, so what was the main event again? Like
Izzy versus Jan. Izzy Israel Adesanya versus Jan Blachowicz. You also had Nunez versus Megan Anderson, and then you had Aljo versus Peter Yan.
I literally and I felt honestly, watching it for me, I felt like it was like it was really close. Like to me, I feel like it was close. I don't know, like the skinnier dude, like he's just like, bro, like his like fighting, like his boxing is insane. Like I don't know, and his reach is crazy. Like it's just crazy.
You don't want smoke with Izzy on the feet.
Yeah, there's a reason why they allowed him to go up to 205 and try to chase another belt.
Yeah.
What I want to get your thoughts on, if you did watch the fight as like a kind of casual viewer, what do you think about the 135 belt that was exchanged over the disqualification?
I didn't see that. Honestly, I just watched the main event. I think I'm probably going to go back and watch it tonight because I haven't even seen it yet. But so what happened?
It was Aljamain Sterling versus Peter Yan for the 135 title. They were kind of going back and forth, you know, for the first 3 rounds, and then at one point, Aljo's on all fours. He gets up, he's still on his knees. Peter Yan looks at his coach. His coach tells him to knee him in the head. The referee goes, "He's down. Don't throw a knee." Looks back at his coach. His coach told him to throw it again, and just smokes him in the face.
Ooh.
And they stopped the fight, and Aljo won and is now your UFC bantamweight champion via disqualification.
Yeah, so did he knock him out with that knee?
Well, I mean, he knocked him silly for sure.
It was heavy. It was heavy.
I definitely gotta see that shit.
Put it this way, it was bad enough. Like there was so many people bitching, "Oh, he was just milking it to win." The rule says if it's a shot that can visibly change a fight and is going to change the direction of a fight, that man couldn't get up at first. Like he was laid out like this on the mat for like a good like few minutes before he really moved.
Yeah.
And it's like, even if he did fight, dude, there's no way that fight is going to be.
Yeah.
There's no way.
That's great.
You weren't able to watch it, but going into that 4th round when the disqualification happened, you could see a clear momentum shift in the other direction. So Petr Yan was starting to kind of piece him up a little bit and take some real momentum on his side, and then landed that very, very illegal as fuck knee. And
like it wasn't even close. It wasn't one of those where the guy's like playing the game where he puts his hand down and like picks it up. Like he was clearly down. He like looked at his coach and said, "Fuck this guy."
It all happened over a matter of like 10 seconds. Realistically, probably 7 seconds real time. But you know, you're in the middle of a fight and you're watching it, so it felt like 15 seconds of him being down on his knees for a sec, and then he's still plotting and planning about throwing this knee. It was so blatant. It was bad, but it's just crazy to see a belt exchange hands on something like that, especially like I said.
Knees to yourself in that situation, you probably would have been. fucking double champ.
Hey, thank you that he didn't keep his knees to himself because of that guy, while I was getting tattooed by the beautiful past guest of the show, Miss Lindsay Snow, I won a 3-fight parlay and basically paid for my tattoo. It was all gravy.
Oh, I got a free tattoo.
Hell yeah, dude. I bet $25 and came out with 125 out of it. It was all good.
Damn, dude.
Hey, it's a come up. I'm with it. But
Yeah.
hey, man, we all got to get there. I appreciate the time, man. It was good getting to kick it with you and all that good stuff. I know you've got the kids and all that good stuff, so I won't keep too much of your time. But yeah, dude, like I said, when we get down to Texas, we're definitely going to have to wrap it up soon. As you can see, I'm wearing the Bloodsport shirt here. Any chance we ever see the young goat trying to do your thing at a Bloodsport?
Shit.
He said shit.
I'm gonna probably do some taekwondo. You ready?
I ain't mad at it, bro. I had to ask because I know you've been doing your thing at GCW and all that good stuff.
Yeah, bro. I was a brown belt in taekwondo. I think
Let's talk about that, man. We're talking about fighting, and you're talking about you ain't got no experience. Oh, I just had a brown belt in taekwondo and kicking motherfuckers in the head.
That was it, though. That was it. I want to get into stuff, so let me do that now. I'm gonna slide on the blood sport. I'm gonna have to lay some fools out.
Hey, man. Like, look at Matthew Burry, man. You need to like hook this guy up as like your publicist. Jumping in here, buy his merch too. The mask is awesome.
Hey.
Hey, man, I saw that collab shirt you had coming out, man. That boy was fire.
Yes, sir. Like, I'm trying to just make my merch different. Everything just completely different. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything different. Like,
trying to stand out here, brother, man. Well, like I said, we appreciate the time, and definitely won't be the last time we have you on the show. We'll definitely have to bring you back soon. Make sure you check out this man live on Wednesday on YouTube for MLW as they go to war with Los Parks. Before we let you out of here, if you got any last words for your opponents on Wednesday, all that good stuff, and why anybody should check out MLW and where to find you on social media.
Oh, man, Contra came up short last week. I don't know why, but they came up short. So I feel like it's just we finna show them we've been the better team. We've been the better squad. So we finna take them belts from them boys because we should have been the tag champs a long time ago. We're going to do this one for Kodo. But also, like you were saying, follow me on all social media platforms. Reed's World on Instagram, The Bad Reed, Twitter, and Myron Reed on Facebook. Go follow me on all of those.
That sums it up, and you can follow us at KO3C Pod. You see them there in the corner. Hit that subscribe button if you already haven't. And until next time and in the in-between time, peace. All right.